Hi, everybody. Okay, I really didn't want to see this movie. Let me tell you why I went to the theater to see it anyway. It's just the Christmas weekend that we're getting over, and I went to Maine to visit with some family. And while I was there, one day it was decreed that all the guys would bond and go out to the movies while the women stayed home and cooked for that night. And I like the guys. I like bonding with them. I thought it would be fun, so we went to the movies. The problem is there weren't any movies that any of us really wanted to see. One of the choices was the new version of Avatar. I hate CGI, and I can't stand the look of Avatar. I never saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. I think this is the third one. Who cares? And also, it was 3.5 hours, so none of us wanted to go. Whew, thankfully. Okay, the movie that I was most interested in seeing, we did not see. That would be a new movie called, I think it's called Housemaid. I think it's from the vibe that I get. It's one of those, the new maid or housekeeper that's not quite what she appears to be, like a thriller. Like that hasn't been done 1,001 times before. So there was that one, and at least you could look at a pretty girl, but no. Instead, the guys kind of voted unanimously, more or less, on the new comedy remake of Anaconda from 1997 called, guess what? Anaconda 2025. They can't even get an interesting new spoof title out of it. But anyway, it stars Jack Black and Paul Rudd, okay? And it's pretty much a comedy. There are a couple of serious moments, but it's mostly a stupid thing. Just the kind of thing, really, that a bunch of guys hanging out and chuckling it up would want to see anyway, I guess. So it seemed harmless enough, and it was only a little over 90 minutes, I think. It was kind of short, so we figured, yeah, we'll pick this one. Now, I never saw the 1997 Anaconda. The only thing that I ever remember seeing from it was either a trailer or a film clip of Jon Voight, who was in it and kind of saved it, the idea that the great Jon Voight was in the movie. I remember seeing a clip, and he's getting eaten by another fake-looking, cartoony CGI anaconda in that movie. And I remember before he gets devoured, he kind of looks at the camera or off to the cast or somebody and gives a little wink, like, then he gets swallowed. That was so stupid even then that I never went to see it. And movies haven't changed for me that much. They're still just as CGI. They're all just as useless, with exceptions. Occasionally I review movies here that I did like that are newer. But for the last 30 years, at least, 30 plus years, they're all the same kind of cookie cutter garbage. And the original Anaconda from 1997, as far as I understand, was no great classic shakes anyway. It's not like you're remaking something like Jaws or something, really popular like The Exorcist or something. I mean, Anaconda, who cares? It was junk then. I don't think it has a great reputation. And the original Anaconda starred, it had J-Lo in it. It had Ice Cube in it. I think it had Owen Wilson in it. So it wasn't like it was this great cast or anything, but Jon Voight was in it, like I said. But anyway, the casting was typical for the 90s, and things haven't changed much these days. All right. So anyway, at least it was going to be a comedy. So I figured since it's a comedy, maybe we can get a couple of laughs. That's about all we did get out of the new Anaconda reboot. The movie is about Paul Rudd and Jack Black. They're middle-aged guys, maybe a little older than middle-aged. I think they're in their 50s, who basically grew up together. They used to make some home movies. They used to joke around with a film camera. Then, Paul Rudd is kind of a director that hasn't had much success. He gets the desire to remake the 1997 Anaconda, to reboot it. Who cares? Like I said, it's no big deal, that movie. And he tries to kind of influence and get Jack Black into it. Jack Black is resistant at first, but he decides, oh, what the hell, it'll be fun. So they do it. And they wind up taking a loan out so that they can do this and travel to the jungle. And when they're recording the movie, guess what? They meet up with a real live anaconda, gigantic snake. It looks fake as hell, which I expected. Looks like it's Looney Tunes time. It looked fake in the clips I saw of the original as well. Nothing's changed. And you don't get to see the snake that much either. There's really no mayhem. I think we laughed. I heard my friends, sitting with me laugh maybe a couple of times. There are only two scenes in there which are even remotely humorous. One of them involves a urination scene, okay, where Jack Black gets bit and he has to be peed upon in order to get rid of the infection, I guess. You know you're in trouble when your funniest scene has to do with pissing. But that's the funniest bit of the movie, and that's only one scene. And then there's another scene where they think that Jack Black is dead, so they kind of like dress him up and stuff a dead squirrel in his mouth and stuff like that in order to attract the anaconda. Then he winds up that he's not dead. He comes to life. What the hell's this? That's the funniest stuff in the movie. The rest of it is a waste of time. I don't know why the hell they made this movie. Why? Why would you bother? You know, it's nothing you'll ever want to see again. I mean, look, granted, I'm from a different time. If I was 12 or 13 and I had seen this movie, maybe it'd become a favorite. I'd want to own it and I'd want to play it or at least stream it every now and then. But I never want to see this again. Really. I mean, I don't know. I think that Paul Rudd and Jack Black were looking for an easy payday out of this because this is totally worthless. But anyway, on a scale of 4 stars, I'm still going to award it a generous 1.5 stars.